All right, ladies and gents, it's time for the Draft Labs Rift Tournament Series. Preseason 1, week number 5. Now, in case you're wondering where the VODs are for weeks 2 through 4, they are not available. We weren't unable to host a tournament series on those weeks. Therefore, we were unable to post any VODs, unable to take any VODs, but the weeks have been directly coinciding with the ADAM tournament series. So the weeks have been gradually increasing, even if we haven't been holding the tournament series. And the reason for that is because I want to start Season 1 of the tournament series, the Rift tournament series, and Season 3 of the ADAM tournament series at the same time. Now, you guys, first thing you're going to notice here is that beautiful, nice, enlarged mini... Oh, no! Are we getting the new mini-map here? It almost looks like we do, but it almost looks like we don't. I don't think we are, as a matter of fact. There's a new mini-map for the Howling Abyss and Butcher's Bridge, and it looks really good, and I'm a little bit bummed out that we're not getting it here, you guys. This is my first experience in the Spectator client since the Bilgewater event began, so I'm a little bit disappointed, but still, either way, the first thing you guys are going to notice that we have a nice enlarged mini-map for you here. This is to help you guys out who are watching on phones and things like that. And then we also have one more screen, one more overlay screen, which is called our split screen. I'll show you guys that in a couple of minutes, but for now, both teams looking for a fairly standard start here. What I'm going to do as I go along with this shotcast here is I'm going to kind of point out the main points of the game that I believe are the most important things, the main timeline points that I think every player from the Bronzies to the Challenger players are required to have in their mind in order to correctly play out and correctly manage the flow of a Summoner's Rift match. The first thing on the list, first timestamp you could say, is the level 2 advantage in the bottom lane. Now both teams going to go ahead and assist their junglers in the first clear, and then make their way down to the bottom side. So we don't not necessarily need to put some eyes onto them quite yet, but we will in just a second. Now they're meeting up right now. Super Snackle, first one to that lane it seems. Both teams going to want to kind of clear out these waves as quick as possible. One extra minion, actually take that back. Both teams doing just about the same amount of damage. You do have 2 wave clearing bottom laners here, you guys. So the ability for Tristana and Caitlyn to clear out waves faster than the other, is they kind of cancel each other out, if you know what I mean. I'm going to keep my eyes down here on the bottom side. I don't expect many kills to come here shortly, but we should be seeing this level 2 advantage come through fairly soon. And what happens for the level 2 advantage most of the time, it looks like blue side did end up getting it, but Blasters, but they didn't have it quite quickly enough and weren't able to take much from it. So that is an unused level 2 advantage on the bottom side. Now obviously there are more things they could have done to get it faster. What a level 2 advantage does for your team in the bottom lane is gives them 2 spells up over the enemy laners and will allow you to either instantaneously aggress them down and force an advantage in the lane, or simply win a trade and gain an advantage that way. So some nice crowd control going from Super Snackle here. PNG Frozen and PNG Shadow both level 2 as well here, and they are going to start trading out. It looks like the wave clear, the early wave clear from Tristana is a little bit more easily used, so they're going to be able to push forward that wave, that second wave here. Maybe that's the third wave. I think it's the second one, actually. We check out both the junglers here. Neither of them doing really too much. It looks like Milkman's going to be going back at this moment. He has 12 clear under his belt, but Siobhan is going to stick around and clear out a couple of more waves before going back. 700 gold and a Trailblazer start for the Amumu, you guys. That's a farmer's start. Looks like he's going to want to be hitting that jungle pretty hard, and that's what you would expect from Amumu. Not the most incredible early pressure jungler, so if you get that Trailblazer fast, and you can get a couple of extra stacks before you hit the level 6, you should be in a pretty good spot, because you will have the ultimate post-6. Amumu's a fantastic ganker, but pre-6 not quite as good. He doesn't really have the damage to be able to take people down, especially in the early phases. He needs to put most of his spells into clearing, he's put most of his points into his clearing spells, rather than his killing spells in the early phases. Amumu's taking the level 6 rush. Yeah, he wants to hit that gank ability as fast as possible. But Blasters is actually a trilogy. Is that a movie or something? PNG can shut down BB's engages with just a press of Amumu's ult. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of that aspect will shine through later on, probably once we hit about the 10 to 15 minute mark. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. You have multiple melee champions, more melee champions on the side of Butt Blasters than you do on PNG. And also you factor in the Tristana and the Katarina as well, who both are range champions in a sense, but Tristana with her maximum damage output is kind of wants to get into the face of the enemy team. So what you say there is actually fairly correct. It's going to be up to Megan the Human and SES Callie to make the proper engages around that ultimate. But you're right, the most threatening point of, actually there's two very threatening points on the PNG side. You have the Amumu ultimate, which can lock people in place if they make those engages and just make it a little bit easier for PNG to focus them down. Or you have the Janna ultimate, which can just disengage those melee members as they try to make that sort of aggression. So, good point there, Siren. Shyvana going with a Skirmisher's Saber, the Duelist item. Siren says Shiv wants the Duelist to fight late game. So, Siren, does this mean that Shyvana will be going for a one-shotting build? Does this mean that Shyvana will be going for a tanky build? Or could it be either one? That's my question, you guys. Nothing too crazy going down right now. Look at all the wards that have been posted in the river here. We're only 6 minutes in. We could potentially see an early Dragon steal here. Shyvana going to beat Milkman next to that topside crab thing. No fight to come of it though. Shyvana did secure that little bit of vision, but I'd say the vision granted on the bottom side of the map is a little bit more heavy in PNG's favor. You can see the communication going down from Strider and Milkman. Milkman said, I saw Shyvana, she got the buff, or she got the, excuse me, she got the crab down. So, you might want to place a ward there because they will have that little bit of movement speed buff in order to, the ensuing ganker. Plus, she's on that side of the map, so, Strider's ward there was a good ward. It's nice that he had one in his belt. Seems as though we are seeing a roam from Sundays down to the bottom side. Gonna take the enemy jungle's path. He hasn't been seen by any wards quite yet, so he might get this nice flank. And with Callie and Super Snackle actually pushing forward, this might be a good opportunity here. The fight will begin, but it might not be a 2 versus 3 for long. Super Snackle is fairly healthy. Sundays gets to jump into Callie, but Callie will be able to jump out to safety most likely. Super Snackle, he's locked down by a trap, taking lots of damage. Sundays forces the flash, gets the knock up, follows up with an ultimate, and first blood falls to Frozen. Sundays forced into a dive, but he still has some health left. Exhaust falls from Callie. Now Callie turns it around, picks up a kill, and Dr. Phil is aggressing Sundays. He's forced to flash back on the enemy team's side. Not very likely he will end up getting a kill here. That is the case. 2 kills go in favor of Butt Blasters, only 1 for PNG, and a well-timed counter gank by Dr. Phil, and a nice little pickup there for SES Callie to turn things around. Now King Khan was going to head down to the bottom side. Thank goodness it was canceled out by PNG Strider. Now Strider most likely didn't really know what was going on down there and probably should have let his Shen, or should have let the enemy Shen go down to the bottom side, considering that Butt Blasters had already won that skirmish. It would have simply been an extra man that it simply would have been a man that he didn't have to worry about in the lane, but by canceling that out, I'm not sure if he reduced the cooldown. I don't believe he did. No, he did not. But he also kept his lane enemy here. Didn't necessarily get a chance to go back or anything. So that's going to be an ultimate down for King Khan, but also a little bit of a lost opportunity for PNG Strider. It indicates nothing until Shiv gets her upgrade. Ah, I see. So Shiv's intentions for whether she's going to be going damage or tank later on. Flash Forced early. King Khan has his. He flashes in, gets a taunt. Megan the Human is here. I didn't even see this roam going down. Ignite falls, and King Khan picks up this, the 4th blood. PNG Strider is down. Surprising enough, he did not see, even through his ward, he did not see the approaching Katarina. Was forced to flash there right away. Now Sundays, he's going to take advantage the same way that Strider maybe should have earlier on. Dr. Phil is here to kind of counter that out, but Sundays got a good bit of damage onto that turret. Right now, mid lane turret for blue side is low. Mid lane turret for red side is about the same way. I'd say 50%. Top side turrets haven't been hit too much, and bottom side turrets haven't been hit that hard either. So right now, the biggest openings for either teams are in the mid lane. You can see Sundays is still really pushing this. Shyvana was forced to go back in the jungle for a second, and Sundays is capitalizing. Megan the Human gets back just in time to defend, but that turret has already taken a decent bit of damage here. Lots of wards near the dragon, you guys. That is going to be the next timestamp on the match. Frozen, he's getting aggressive, but he should be able to make it out of here alive. With Janna absent, it was an easy out trade by Super Snackle and Callie. Now PNG Frozen and PNG Shadow both forced back under their turret. What this does is this kind of aggression, this shove play from Butt Blaster's bottom lane could open up some space for them to create a play on the bottom side in order to open up some dragons. So if they're pushing up and they're playing aggressive and occupying the enemy bottom laners, what it means is that they can most likely slip another player in underneath their noses without, you know, even being seen or other things like that. Now Sundays, some aggression here. He has his knockup available. Megan the Human gonna try and dodge. He still finds his ultimate, gets the single auto attack before he pops, and now Megan the Human already taking the crowd control, does end up getting the full duration ultimate off on Sundays. He's taken low. Dr. Phil gets back just in time to force Sundays away, but Milkman is here as well. No kills following here, you guys. No plays made, no dragons enabled. So this dragon, with that team fight, with that little skirmish there rather, the dragon might actually end up being delayed here for a minute. Both teleports available on the top laners, you guys. Keep that in mind. Now let's go ahead and scan this this river here. You can see all the wardage that's going down. All the wardage that's here. Now, the jungler and the mid laner are most likely going to have to go back before they try to aggress this dragon. The overall team health is going to be very indicative here of what happens next. Both teams at about the same spot, which means that neither of them are really going to be willing to create a big play on the dragon. Oh, exhaust drop from Sundays on the Megan the Human. Megan doesn't have too much available here. Sundays ends up dropping, you guys. Megan gets the quick W. Forces Sundays down to just low enough health to die to those minions. That's unfortunate. With Sundays down, that might be the opportunity. You can see the movement from Amumu here. He was posturing to try to take this dragon down in case Sundays had gotten that kill. But as of right now, he's forced to just place an extra ward and then wait it out. See if he can get vision to see if he can find where Butt Blaster are going to want to take that one down. Now, Katarina was forced to go back here, so with an absent of both mid laners, Katarina going to be picking up a slight advantage. Shiv is going damage first. If he wants to one-shot, he wants to get something like Bork and Frozen Mallet. As of right now, he's got one longsword. That could indicate the Frozen Mallet build. If he really wants to one-shot, he can get an Infinity Edge, because if she crits with her Q, it becomes a 5.0 crit instead of a 2.5, and that's pretty dope. A full damage Shiv can deal up to 2,995 damage with a single Q, excluding on-hit effects and runes. Wow. That's huge, Siren. That's big. That's good information. Nothing crazy happening right now, you guys. It's a good time for me to go ahead and show you that split screen. Now, what you're looking at right now is our split screen. We have an enlarged minimap, as well as an even further enlarged minimap and an enlarged scoreboard, you guys, as well as, of course, the live view of the game. What you can see on the minimap right now, both teams leaning more towards the bottom side, leaning more towards the river here, which isn't surprising. Dragon is the next landmark. There aren't too many things that can happen in the game right now that are big for either team except a dragon. The game is spread out. They're not going to get more than one, maybe two kills in a fight. They need to posture on this dragon. That's the most effective strategy for either team right now, and for pretty much any team in any game at this time. And we are seeing some aggression from Strider. And King Kong on the top lane. Strider low on mana. Hopefully he has enough sustain left under his belt. It looks like he will. He has those flasks. If he can sustain his mana up, he will still be available for the Dragon team fight. Both top laners fairly healthy at this point. Here's an engaged on bottom side. Super Snackle gets a double stun, but he's taking damage here. Tristana looks like does not want to fight. Thank you for the follow, Fuse, by the way. I appreciate that. Nothing happening, you guys. I'm really surprised that each team's kind of lack of aggression on that dragon. Now here comes a gank from Dr. Phil. A nice knock-up headbutt from Super Snackle. Dr. Phil misses the ultimate. This might be the opportunity for Milkman to lock something down here. Super Snackle forced out of an ultimate. Still bound. He might end up just giving up his life here. Shen is coming in, though. Super Snackle is surviving long enough to get Shen down into the fight, but now it's 4 versus 3. Make that 4 versus 4. Megan the Human is bot side. Maokai, the only one who is not present in this fight, and considering how close this fight was to the tower, it was easy for PNG to disengage, and a great decision by Strider to hold on to his teleport here. Sundays gets the counter engage, ultimate dropping by Frozen, but Megan the Human is here, snags 1 kill. PNG Milkman, no ultimate and barely any mana to his name. King Khan, he teleported back up onto the top side to counter Strider, and that was a great time for Sundays to re-engage. Now Megan the Human left low, might be able to pick up a kill here. That's not the case. Sundays, beautiful kill for himself. That is payback, ladies and gentlemen, payback. With Dr. Phil low, and making the human down, it might be safe for them to go for a dragon right now. I guess it's not that safe. That was actually kind of a large-scale team fight that wasn't even centered around the dragon, you guys. That was each team trying to create a play, and create a play in order to get them a dragon afterwards. But the team fight went so even that once again, that dragon is going to be delayed, you guys. Super Snackle, he's simply trying to delay the backs from PNG Frozen. This is good. This is a good job on his part. He's trying to make sure that Frozen does not have enough mana and is not going to be able to get back and cannot fight the dragon. Great decision making from Super Snackle. Check out this topside tower. How much damage did Maokai get on it? A good bit, you guys. Topside towers are a great resource to have down. Now, you guys, I know I mentioned we're going to be keeping an eye on those landmarks throughout the match. We hit the first one, that level 2 power spike in the bottom lane, and as of right now, the second one has been delayed multiple times. Most of the time, you'll see a first dragon drop at in between 10 and 13 minutes. We're now almost 16.5 minutes in, and the dragon hasn't even been touched yet, you guys. Both teams really going at it here. Very safe play from both sides, you could say. Super Snackle in the mid lane. Potentially going to create a play here. Milkman drops the ward, gets headbutted back. Good disengage from Super Snackle. If he gets knocked up here, it might be an opportunity. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. They're looking for it. They find the stun. Sundays is here. Just that gap close might be enough to take Super Snackles down. I'm not sure if it's going to be the case, though. As the ultimate popped, at least they forced that out. That's a big ultimate down. Especially in the early levels, the Alistar ultimate is huge, you guys. A lot of danger pings coming on the bottom side. Dr. Phil shows topside. Strider is back enough to be able to counter-engage this one potentially. They're making the dive. Both of these members underneath the red side tower are tanky. They make the dive happen. They're not able to get enough damage down, and this might be a really good opportunity for Team PNG to potentially secure a dragon. If they had instantaneously moved down towards that dragon while Shyvana was on the top side, most likely they could have taken it down before Shyvana had arrived with her smite. But as of right now, they're actually moving to the top side to see if they can counter something out. PNG Strider, he's low, sending him some assistance. And now the opposite can happen. With a Mumu moving top, they open up the opportunity for Butt Blasters to potentially smite the dragon down. Now King Khan, he gets aggressed here. He's dropped low. No ultimate from Sundays. An ultimate from Milkman, though. They're continuing the CC chain. They should be able to make this dive. Exhaust is dropped. They want to give this kill over to Sundays. Will he find it before he gets dropped by the tower? That should be the case here. He snags the kill. And now Sunday's 2-2-2 on his Yasuo. Lakes, can you give us an update on Devourer stacks? Yes. Yes, I can. Which one? Devourer here and Cinderhulk there. So we want to look at... Let's look at Shyvana. Where's Shyvana? There she is. 19 stacks on the Devourer, you guys. And look at that. That's actually the first time I've seen that little mini fox thing that follows you around when you get that, that Devourer. It's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. Pretty awesome. Now, Butt Blasters, they've moved their way down on the bottom side. They've started the dragon, ultimate dropping from Frozen. It finds its target, another needle threaded. Every single Caitlyn ultimate that we've seen in the past week has threaded the needle exactly that way. With Shyvana being taken down, what an unfortunate series of events. PNG step in and claim the dragon for themselves. Nice knockup from Sundays. Gets the engage into Megan the Human. Megan is forced to back off right away, and PNG are stepping forward to try to create the engage. Keep it persistent, but... Now with Shen moving down to the bottom side, they won't necessarily have a numbers advantage or disadvantage, but at least Shen will be able to force the members of PNG to back off here. First dragon of the game drops in favor of PNG, but they still haven't overcome that 2K gold lead that Butt Blasters have had for a few minutes. It's a wolf, not a fox. I think it's a fox. It looks like a fox to me. It's purple, dude. I don't think it's either, but I'm going to call it a fox. Back to your respective lanes. Sunday's in mid. King Khan doesn't really want to make the journey up to the top side. His tower is being pushed, but there's nobody there to take it down, so it isn't necessarily, he can't be wasting time here. Megan the Human arrives. I'm going to rewind it. I didn't even see Megan the Human get here. Potentially a flash used. So Megan the Human is going to be coming in from the fog of war. Sunday's being aggressed. He gets taunted. That's where Megan the Human came in. It was a flash, as a matter of fact, and an easy kill for our Katarina. 3-1-1. In a little bit better of a place than the opposing Yasuo. Maokai forces Telly in right away. That's a short-range Telly, you guys, and a victory for Butt Blasters. Making the Human locked down twice. Chain CC. Forces Shinpo out of there. I'm not sure if PNG Strider is going to be able to follow this one off, especially with King Khan making his rounds back in the mid lane. Once again, his tower top side can't necessarily be ignored. The tower is low, but we can say that the tower on the top side takes less priority, especially with Maokai in the mid lane. So as of right now, with that teleport being used by Strider, King Khan has a teleport advantage. Caitlyn pushing down the bottom side tower. First tower of the game going down in favor of PNG. If I'm not mistaken, they won a skirmish down to the bottom side at just about the same moment that Katarina came mid and killed Yasuo. And then Katarina got aggressive, and I think the directed camera was simply preferring her. Nice snare from Milkman. Actually, it was a stun. He locks her down with consistent chain control, now making the human forced to counter-engage, but doesn't have the damage to take down Shadow. Shadow survives with a stun, with a shield rather, and now Dr. Phil gonna be dropped by the snipe. 2 for PNG, 0 for Butt Blasters.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Now, there's a split pushing Tristana, you could say, split pushing now that the first tower is down. If she continues it, it's going to be... Thank you, Gangplank. Now that the first tower is down, if Tristana continues it, this is what we consider a split push, you guys. Super Snackle now, the only one here. Shed is following shortly. This is what he gains from that teleport advantage. This defending capacity, but with 4 members of PNG under this tower, they might even be able to make a dive, but both these tanky members should be able to at least disrupt them from making any sort of high-impact siege here. Actually, it was all 5 members in the mid lane. Tristana, let's see what kind of damage she's dealing to this tower. Enough to take it down, you guys. Only 20 minutes in, and Tristana able to solo that tower extremely quickly. That was actually quite impressive. I did not expect that to happen. So an unsuccessful push in the mid lane by PNG, and a successful push in the bottom lane to 2 towers by Team Butt Blasters. And they're able to even things up. Well done. A slight outplay on Butt Blaster's side if you consider that they were able to even things up in just one play. Now Sundays, he's getting aggressed. A counter tower dive. Butt Blaster's pushed right back into the mid lane. All 4 towers, all 5 rather, towers have gone down in the last 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And that was just kind of the state of the game. It was building up a lot of pressure, and everything was about to explode for, you know, it was almost certain to kind of explode in that sense. A lot of things happening right away. Now we have to, both teams and myself have to kind of gather our composure, look at what's going on. I'm going to take you guys back into the split screen, and let's do a little bit of a map check here. Let's check out the first things out, the line of scrimmage, the wardage for either team. By the way, you guys, Dragon up in 3 minutes here, 2 minutes rather. Here's some aggression from Callie. I'm not sure if Strider's going to end up going down here as Milkman is here. Flash comes in. We are going to see a fight, you guys. Callie getting ulted by Shen. They might want to continue this one. Flash force from Strider. It wasn't necessary, though. Milkman still has his ultimate, locks down King Palm, but there ain't no way that Shen's going down, you guys. Potentially just a distraction and just a delay to allow Sundays to get back in. Now the fight has begun, you guys. PNG instantaneously very low on health. Beautiful disengage from Sundays, but Strider still real low. What a wind wall. Saves Strider, and they counter out with a kill of their own. Here comes Megan to pick up 2 kills right away. Actually, make that 1. Callie picked up the 2nd. Megan came in at just the right time, you guys. Shadow in danger. Wow, that team fight was a little bit hectic, you guys. Difficult to watch the minimap while the team fights are going down. Now, Butt Blasters with a number advantage on the top side. All 4 members up here. They're going to want to push down even more towers, you guys. They get 1 kill. Callie takes that one. Now Callie aggressing even further. Nice disengage from Shadow, but Shadow's still going to take lots of damage. Megan the Human definitely could have gotten that kill there, but looks like it wasn't quite in range. And now another tower falling in favor of the Butt Blasters. Make that 1 more for PNG as well. One thing I didn't notice is that Caitlyn was pushing the bottom side, able to kind of counter out that long push in the top lane for the tower of her own. Shyvana was forced to go on the bottom side, but it was too late. Now 5-3 in terms of towers. I'd say definitely, once again, Butt Blasters come out on top. They're able to take just a little bit more out of that scenario. There seems to be what the casters call communication issues in Team Butt Blasters, and that's what's that's the danger of Amumu. Amumu can take advantage of those situations. I totally agree, Siren. Considering the fact that his ultimate locks people in place rather than simply just damaging them, it's basically a CC ult. I think that you're totally correct in that sense. Whoa! Did you guys see that? Let's watch that in slow motion. Watch this, you guys. Watch this. Watch his hat disappear. It's gonna disappear right here. There it goes. It just sinks into his face. That's weird, man. That's weird. First time anybody's ever seen Yasuo's hair with this skin. Crazy. I should have paused it, but still. Hashtag stuff shotcasters notice, but nobody else notices, and shotcasters get to pause the game to see even more of. Both teams posturing for a dragon once again. Super Snackle is the one who's caught out, though. All members of PNG are down on the bottom side. Super Snackle simply bait, allows King Colin to re-aggress the fight. PNG Shadow forced to disengage. Yasuo, the first kill of the game. Dr. Phil ends up going down next. Caitlyn picking up 3 kills. That's a triple. King Khan, now he's the one in danger. Sundays picks up another kill for himself. Oh, actually it was a double for Frozen. Triple kill now, and Sundays cleans up for the ace. Wow, that fight was another hectic one, you guys. Trust this one again in slow motion. But I'm going to go back a little bit further this time just to see where the posturing was from both teams. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. I went back a little bit too far, but we get to see this again. Here it goes. What's going on there, Yasuo? Nice hair, dude. Alright. Let's get back to this fight. So, it looks like Shen going back on the top side does have his teleport up in a couple of seconds, but this fight may have started a little bit too early for him for his teleport to be available. It looks like that's going to be the case here, you guys. All members of PNG come here and converge on the dragon. Now, I said that they were coming in to try and take the dragon, but it was actually Team Butt Blasters who got the dragon before PNG could get there. So that's big. Now, with PNG getting this ace right after, it might not have been an even trade, but that's where PNG took advantage. This was not a 5-man dragon attempt, it was a 3-man dragon sneak attempt, so PNG got the 5-man aggression sneak in, and with that, they're able to secure an ace. So the first thing that happens is, it looks like King Khan comes down, makes a decent engage, but with Strider denying so much damage onto his teammates here, with Shyvana, Shen, and Alistar all stacked up, plus Callie being kind of zoned out and forcing to attack the members that are getting that damage negated, it actually ended up leaving Team PNG healthy enough to just kind of steamroll the fight and stay in it. Good communication from PNG to continue their aggression there. I think that they had taken enough damage, and having been forced out of that ultimate from PNG Shadow so early, they probably could have disengaged and got out of there safely, but they stuck with it. They knew that Strider has his ultimate available, and they would have been able to at least outlast the enemy team in the team fight. Well played by PNG. And with this ace, they're going to be able to grab quite a few things here. They might end up just pushing down for a mid lane outer turret. Or, I don't know what this is called, an inner turret? A mid lane inner turret, I guess? How do you make your cursor disappear if you use 500 acid? It actually automatically disappears. So now, if I move it around in the spectator client, if I move it around, it reappears, but if I let it sit for a couple of seconds, it will disappear. It's just something the spectator client does. Since Dr. Phil can't get into the back line, there is not real danger to Caitlyn. Amumu's ultimate, based on the enemy team comp, is definitely a topic of discussion here, and the reason why is because it has a lot of implementations in this fight, or in this game rather. It can make the engages, it can make the disengages, it can peel for his team. Amumu, a good champion against this specific comp, actually. You wouldn't necessarily hear that too often, but Amumu, a good pick in this scenario. Now with that second dragon of the game being taken, even things up. But Blasters moving towards a Baron here, knowing that PNG had to go back with all 5 of the members available. They are going to try and snag this. Now, they're getting good damage to it, and there are not members of PNG available. They have vision on it, though. Milkman trying to get a steal, but does not find it. Gets disengaged right away. Bud Blasters going for a great call, snag the Baron at 27 minutes, and now they might have the ability with this buff to group up, potentially win a team fight, or take a couple extra towers down. What do they do with this Baron? These early Baron takes are something that a lot of teams don't know how to utilize. Me, specifically, I'm not sure what the best option for them here is. That's why I'm going to look at you guys and say, what do you think that Bud Blasters should do with this buff? Should they group up mid, try to push down the most important towers? Should they split up and use the Baron buffs to split push and kind of create maybe a 1-3-1 or a 0-4-1 scenario? I want to know what you guys have to say about this. But that was a big play by the Butt Blasters. Things slowing down just a little bit. Now with this Baron buff available, let's go ahead and take a look at our split screen here and figure out what it is that Bud Blasters and PNG can do in this specific scenario. Look at your map. We can see our line of scrimmage is encroaching on a PNC side of the jungle. Now, PNG has a few points of vision, but Butt Blasters are not choosing to take those paths. So right now, Butt Blasters can see a little bit more, and they're going to have a little bit of an offensive edge here. And with the Baron buff, that just makes it that much better. It looks like they will be grouping the mid lane, and Engage from Snackle comes in. PNG gets a 5-man snare here. It might be a good engage. Making the human force out of the zone just right away, unable to get big damages down. The teleport's coming in from Maokai. Another short-range teleport. The Engage from Shadow pops the talisman, making the human secures that kill right away. Make that a double. Butt Blasters are turning this around real fast. Sunday is now on a killing spree, able to take one back, but there's still a numbers advantage. Make that a double kill for himself. He falls shortly after. Super Snackle might not be able to heal enough, but Callie is plenty healthy to clean up the fights. And this one turns into a 2 for 4 in favor of the Baroned up Butt Blasters. They take a mid lane tower, and after that team fight, they're all left fairly low. What do they do from here? Shyvana possibly moving up the top side is definitely going to at least clear out a wave and then get the minions up at the top side pushing. Now that actually doesn't look like it's the case. Shyvana most likely, actually it looks like the minions are pushing the top side anyway. They do have that numbers advantage here, which is good. So the minions will be slowly but steadily. Actually, maybe that's not the case. No, that's not the case because they're going to have another minion wave coming in here. Shyvana potentially should have gone up and taken down one minion wave before going back. That may have been the best idea because with Dragon coming up in a minute and a half, Shyvana definitely had time to make it back to the pit in time for the Dragon to respawn. And now the minions on the top side are pushing towards Blue's top tower, and that tower is going to get taken down by this wave unless somebody does something about it. And if Shyvana goes up there, she's not going to be able to make it to the Dragon pit. Now, luckily, King Khan has his teleport available. Siren said, split pushing is the best choice. Shiv top, Trist cat, and Ali mid, and Shen bot. So not even a Tristana split push, you guys. Surprising enough. Megan the human, DC, the old DC strat. Oh, there's the reconnect. Shyvana's going for the boring tank build. You would find that boring. Well, this is a cool item. This is that one that they just implemented on the Howling Abyss. Must be built here. Zeke's Harbinger. AP mana armor, that's pretty nice, and CDR, bind a target ally. This will remove all other conduits on your target. When within 1,000 units of each other, you and your ally generate charges. Attacking or casting spells generates extra charges of 100 charges, causing damage, consumes them, increasing your and your ally's ability power by 20% and critical strike chance by 50% for 6 seconds. Ooh, that's a dope item. That one's going to be used on our ADAM tournament series for sure. PNG Frozen's caught. Callie takes her down, but Shyvana's able to secure the kill in the end. A nice catch there. With Caitlyn down, this should be an easy Dragon. That was handed to the Butt Blasters, you guys. They were only 4 members deep in the bottom side. Nobody on PNG was posturing for that Dragon that came up at the absolute perfect time for the Butt Blasters. They secure it, and with King Kong split pushing the top side, he was ready, but with him getting that pick and getting the Dragon so easily, he's simply going to be able to secure even better of a split push on the top side. Now, he's being aggressive. There's a lot of PNG members here to be able to take him down, but think about all these... Oh no, King Khan. The Flash of the game. Now, with all these resources that PNG have just allocated into simply killing King Khan, he still has his ultimate available and will be able to make it back here in 30 seconds. If Butt Blasters can take down this first tower, disengage, and then potentially re-engage when King Khan is able to come back, they might be able to make a game-changing push here. Now, it looks like they're actually disengaging quite a ways back, and then potentially going back here as well. Looks like that will be the case. I would have liked to see them stick around a little bit longer and have Shen come in if he needed to. His teleport and his ultimate are both available, so depending on which one's more important at the moment, he would have been able to make his choice, but it looks like they're just going to go ahead and go back. Not really too much they can take there, and they don't want to make a throw. Baron coming up in 1 minute and 48 seconds. If they had lost a team fight up in the top side, then it would have been potential for a Baron from Team PNG. So looking at the timers, I guess it was a good decision that they made. Oh, you guys, I didn't even realize I have you still in the split screen here. Sunday's making some odd rounds, securing all of his jungle camps before the inevitable push from Butt Blasters moves forward and allows them to kind of secure some of those. So right now, PNG don't have much of an option, considering the fact that they have been losing the team fights, then to just stick around in their own jungle and secure the things that they can secure. But Blasters now opting to stick together. They're going to try to hit this five-man push. I'm surprised that Shen is not split pushing at the moment, you guys. With teleport and the ultimate available, that really should be the option for Shen. This is a teleport advantage right now, considering that Strider has not had his ultimate, his teleport for quite some time, and is only just now coming back off cooldown. This is a teleport advantage that Bud Blasters have not been utilizing. And with this open inhibitor bottom, their group effort might be able to take it down, but I think they'd be able to apply a little bit more useful pressure in the long term by making that split push. So right now, based on what I'm seeing, especially with the minions having pushed up only just now into the top side blue turret, that split push from Shen would have been very, very good. You can see that turret going down now. It's not going to open up too many great opportunities for Red Team. They don't have many great split pushes on their side. But now with that top turret down and a massive minion wave encroaching on the blue side's base, somebody's gonna have to answer it. And who will that be? Is Shen gonna have to use his teleport now? That's the question. Both teams mirroring movements with the disengage Bud Blasters. PNG kind of walk right with him over to the Baron pit. They want to see what they can take here, but PNG on the top side of the map really have the advantage here. With those minions having pushed up, they're the ones who have the advantage. They have control of that space. It looks like Bud Blasters will move towards the Baron. Grab the Scuttler Crab. Potentially bait this one out. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, though. They're seeing PNG members close to the river. Katarina is not in sight. If PNG is going to make an engage, now's when they have to do it. They know she's absent. But now, finally, the split push comes in. Okay, so Bud Blasters made a good decision here. King Khan still has his ultimate and his teleport, by the way, you guys. Now one asset forced to be allocated over the top side. Sunday's going to stick around as well, so they just choose to allocate two. They want to take down King Kong before he can make a play on the other side of the map. Baron is being started. Pressure was placed on the top side. Resources allocated in the top, and now they're going to pressure the Baron and try and attempt to potentially take it. They do. Blue team secures it. I couldn't see its help there, you guys. Blue team snag another Baron, and now Strider's in trouble. He's going to be the first one to fall. Callie picks up that kill. Andy reset, able to get into the remaining of the fight. Double kill, another one. PNG Milkman, now he's in trouble. If he falls here, this could potentially be a triple kill, maybe even some more for Callie. Callie's continuing to aggress, but the wind wall successfully disengages. PNG are simply outplayed globally. Great decision, and I did not expect it from Bud Blasters to throw Dr. Phil into the bottom side for the split push. Well played. So they move Katarina into the top side in order to take care of that giant minion wave. Put King Khan on his split pusher on the Shen into the bottom side, where Katarina has more of an ability to get into the team fight at Baron if required, because she's closer than she would have any other way. And with Shen in the top side, forcing some of the resources from PNG to be allocated to that lane, where they could create an advantage for themselves in the fight in the Baron pit. Really nice. Really nice. That was just about the most appropriate play they could have made there. Only other option, in my opinion, actually there were no other options. It had to be Katarina going into that. It had to be Katarina going into the top side rather to deal with that minion wave. Because if you had sent Callista, that'd be the smite down. If you had sent Tristana, that would have been the Baron damage down. The person who would have been able to kill the Baron the fastest, the DPS you could say, and the consistent damage. And yeah, Katarina, the only real option to go there. So the decisions made in real time for Bud Blasters were good in that situation. Dragon up in 1 second now. Spawning right meow. Lots of wards here placed by Team PNG. They do not want to give up this dragon, you guys. They get the jump on the Megan. Megan should fall here. Zonia's forced out right away. This one pick could mean a lot for PNG. They've already started the dragon by the time they knew they were going to get that kill, and it looks like this next one is going to go in their favor. Well played. But look at this. Bud Blasters are countering right away. They already had movement in to the top side of the map, potentially going to get another inhibitor down. It looks like that will be the case. This is a definitely another moment similar to what we saw earlier today. And who was it? It was, wow, look at all those minions, you guys. They have a massive minion wave up here. 3 inhibitors down. PNG really on their back foot here, but they have been getting things that they've needed when they have the chance, but now they're going to be forced into a turtling situation. 37 minutes in, lots of super minions encroaching on their base. How about that? Coolio, I agree. How about that? Now, it looks like Bud Blasters want to seal the deal here. They got enough, they have enough of a following into this, the minions that is, into this base to merit them bringing their Baron buffs inside and potentially trying to win the game. Now, the Baron buffs have worn off, but they're not necessarily going to disengage quite yet. They aren't going to back off that far. They want to seal the deal here. 38 minutes in, they've got themselves just under a 10k gold lead. They've been winning team fights. It's about time for them to seal the deal here. I mean, they've got the health. They got everything they need to do so. And if they simply just shove in and force as many of these super minions to get into this turret, under these turrets as possible, they might be able to create a winning opportunity. Milkman taken low. Here's the engage. Dr. Phil jumps in. Nice double knockup from Alistair. It allows Megan to pick up the first 2 fights. Alistair secures the third. Sundays, now he's left real low. SES Cali is going to be able to pick up an easy one there. There's the reset. Now Janna is in danger. The ace losing only 1 member for the Bud Blasters. That is going to be game, you guys. They sealed the deal. I wanted to get into a whole rant on what it is that they could do now in order to seal the deal, everything besides just grouping and pushing mid lane, because that's something that all teams have to consider when they're in this situation. But it looks like they just went for the straightforward strategy. Take everybody in, body your way. That's what you would call the body. There really isn't a specific strategy to it. Just use the advantage you have, use the super minions. You already are occupying their base. You have an easy way inside, and if you don't end up winning the team fight inside, the game is simply going to be delayed a little bit farther. 40 minutes in, the death timers are long, but not that long. And plus, with all the super minions encroaching on the enemy team's base, they would have had to deal with those, and that would have bought some time. So, in all seriousness, this was the best decision. But I was going to go into some of the other options that they could have made, but now that the game's over, I can't really see too much of what's going on the map. So, we'll go over those options next time we're put into this same situation. Congratulations, Bud Blaster. They take this game. Well played. GG. SES Cali 11-1-7 on the Tristana, and apparently based on Twitch chat, the shot caller rather for Team Bud Blaster. They look real good. Take down PNG Omega Eclipse. Both of these teams on very similar standards in terms of MMR and ranking, so we can expect that both of these games can go both ways, you guys. Well played, and GG to them.